What I say, life is too short to be stressful. I can't be unsuccessful or be ungrateful like God blessing them more than he bless you. We back again, man. It's been a minute. I took a hiatus, and that's kind of what I want to talk about today on this episode. It's been a while. Of course, I'm gonna have to get the feel back, but I love talking to people, love talking to the family, so it shouldn't be much to get back to prime form. But so if you don't know, a lot of people don't follow me on like Instagram or any of my social media pages, but I took a 30-day break from social media recently, and I just want to tell y'all exactly why I took the break, what I learned over the break, and a couple of different takeaways from the actual break, So, why I took the break. So, over the last year and change, it's been a while, The Lord has blessed me with so much, and with great blessing comes great challenge. And I feel like during that time in my life, I feel like the challenges that I was encountering, I was actually speaking the challenges into existence on my own. So if you don't know, I do music, and I've been working on this new project for a while now, and I was writing these songs, and these songs were like, literally the things that I was talking about in these songs, these problems would be coming up in my life, like literally, like I said, with great power comes great responsibility. They say that's a Spider-Man quote, but anyway. When you manifest things, you talk about speaking into existence. I talked about that on this channel, but you can also speak challenges into existence, and that's something that I was dealing with heavy for a while. I was writing these songs, and literally these songs are coming to life in my real life, and I'm dealing with these challenges on a day-to-day basis, and I'm like, wow. And that strong person, that macho man that I created, that character that I created for myself, I was finding myself not winning these challenges. So it wasn't that, like, I'm used to challenges. Life is all about ups and downs, but it was the fact that I was not winning the challenges. So it was like, I gotta do some inventory, So that's kind of one thing. So one thing that I did notice during that is I noticed that I would find myself upset for no reason. Being upset for no reason, I would just wonder why. And I had to do some inventory and be like, why? And I noticed that sometimes these feelings weren't my own. When you have empathy, a lot of times you take on the feelings, the ideas that other people will have, or just the emotions, even if it ain't got nothing to do with you. Sometimes you'll take that stuff on, and that's what I noticed that was happening in my life. And I was like, oh, it's because I wake up in the morning, I'm like, okay, what's going on social media? Like, I'm just checking it out. So I'm like, let me take a break. Let me step all the way back from it, examine what's going on, and then reapproach it with what I've learned. So I actually did a little journaling over that time. I actually got deep into this Bruce Lee book, and it was just like this meditation that Bruce Lee was telling people to do. You ever heard about be water? So it was a meditation I was doing where you just be water. That means you sit alone, and instead of thinking about things and overthinking and stuff like that, you just be. He says water just is, but you notice how powerful water is. Water will break through a wall. Water will break through a brick wall. You know what I'm saying? Because and it's not because it worked out, it's because it just is. It's not powerful because it built up this facade or this character that's of strength. It just is powerful. So that's just something I was working on, man. That type of stuff, and just like really some self-reflection, a lot of stuff like that. But I do that pretty often. I'll take a break, and it was just a break. Nothing crazy going on in my life, nothing like that. Just I needed a break, so I took a little hiatus. And I'm back now, and I want to talk about some of the things that I learned. So I got a lot of this stuff written down here. And so what I learned. So one thing that I learned that I'm going to talk about is that I learned that I've changed. And I've already knew that, but I feel like I'm just now starting to get to a place to where I'm accepting it fully, like accepting the person that I am now fully, like to the point to where it's like I am this, it's not I just like those things, that's who I am. And I feel like I always been that person, but because of outside influences and the way we grow up, things like that, I feel like I didn't have the confidence to be this person. Like right now I work as I'm an engineer right now, and of course I'm a musician and I'm a father, of course, all of those things, but it's like I still would find myself in places and doing things that were not the attributes of somebody that of the person that I want to be, or the person that I'm growing into. And one thing I noticed is with music, man, it's gonna sound crazy, I'm a hip-hop artist, rapper, I rap, I'm saying, hardcore rap, I'm saying, I don't really like rap like that no more, like I used to, as far as like just rap music, like just on the surface level rap. I do like certain rap, but I like jazz music, and it's crazy, like I like for a while it was like I had to be like, do you know what I'm saying? But I do, and I like to chill, I love laid back type of music. I'm kind of not into those type of things no more, I don't know. I kind of like, I'm getting older, and I've grown to just, I don't know. And it's just something about it. It's not just something, I don't know. It's just, it is who I am. And I noticed that, like, my father used to play a lot of jazz music when I was a kid, and I really love that music. Like, I really love it. I really love that, like, neo soul, that type of hip hop. And that's the type of hip hop I'm into. And I would often, if you listen to my old music, you'd often find me sometimes jumping into different places, and I'll still do that within the music, but it's like, I don't know, I love this, and like, what's some other things? So that's just one thing I changed, and I noticed that. And another thing that I did during that time is I took a step back. So I got a friend, and I've talked about my boy all the time, my boy Zay. So my boy Zay is somebody that I played basketball with in prep school, and he was a musician too, one of the best musicians that I ever met in my life. So me and him have reconnected a few years ago, just doing music. He'd come around my house, I was producing for him, things of that nature, and he actually passed away like shortly thereafter. And right before he passed away, he had this song that he had sent me that he wanted to do a video for, because he was coming to Columbus all the time, and I actually set up the shoot for him to do the video with one of my videographers, my boy Kim, and he shot the video, and I was supposed to come, but I was so tired. I was working, and I was so tired that I didn't come. And when he went back to Houston, where he's from, he actually ended up passing away. And it was like, man, I was kind of, it messed me up for a while now, and I had to reach back and those pieces as a man growing up. I don't know, it's something about, I'm not sure if everybody experiences this, but I know I do sometimes. It's survivor's guilt for one, but it's also just, it's like I don't know, it's like almost like it can happen to you anytime, and it can, it's life. But being so worried about those type of things, I had to go into my man's life. I'm like, this song was very powerful when he sent it to me. Let me check it out. And I started to look at some of the bars that he was dropping in this song, and it just started to poke out to me. I'm like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Very powerful. Like I said, great artist. But let me talk about a few of those bars, because it was just like man, like crazy. So the first one, so he starts the song off with this bar. He says, I'm cutting up in traffic.
Niggas holler let me hold something, but I wouldn't let them carry my casket. When I was dead broke, niggas stood for a hoe and tried bash me.
He spit that bar right before he passed away, and it had me thinking, like, man, your friends and it's when you grow up, you start to move away from those people that you were with your whole life, and that's something I'm gonna talk about later as well. The theory behind that, why we stick with people that may not be like in the same season of life that you are, even though you notice that, you'll still stick with it. In life, we do that a lot of times. We stay in relationships longer than we should stay in them. We continue to chase things, even though we know that they have no potential to provide anything that's beneficial in your life. And it's called the sunken cost fallacy, but we're gonna get into that. Another bar that he spits in there that goes with that. He said, had to cut off some homies for the win.
So they don't come back and bite me in the end.
And that one stuck with me for the same reasons I just talked about there. And you can put two and two together there. Another one, stuck out to me. This is while I'm on this social media fast. You got another bar where it says, watching your social media.
Thinking these niggas overachieving, but they all booking flights through Expedia.
I'm like, didn't I just talk about like how social media was be affecting people and stuff like that? It's like he was seeing that. It's like he's just speaking like it's like, wow, that's crazy. So another thing is like, that's another one was like, wow, that's crazy. Another bar he said, I can never skip the process.
It's like skipping the tab on dudes.
And often in life, we wanna hurry up and make progress. We wanna hurry up and be the best, and it don't work like that. And like with me playing basketball, that's why I like basketball. Basketball and music, they always say that they're synonymous, but there's one huge difference about basketball and music. The biggest difference is that the best basketball players are usually the people that you see. Now, don't get me wrong, there's some people out there that can hoop, that's at the park and all that type of stuff. But in the grand scheme of things, the best hoopers is the ones that's on TV. And we know that. Like, we just know it. They're 6'8", they're 6'9", they're, you know what I'm saying? They've been dominating. They've had to climb up the ranks they have to play against every player in their class to get to where they were. So basketball is more about, we see who's the best. When in music, we don't. In music, it's all perspective and happenstance, and also just what you into. You know what I'm saying? Some people are just different. You know, some people make music. It's not better than any other music. It's just different, and people gravitate to it for that reason. But the best musicians don't usually, I'm saying the best rappers, the best anything in music could be in the garage somewhere, you know. that's real. But in basketball, they usually ain't at the park. You know what I'm saying? So that's the one thing there. But that was just paying your dues, the process, man. You got to fall in love with the process, man. That's another Kobe thing, Mamba mentality, man. But then the last thing he said, very powerful. This is something that I noticed heavy over my break, where he said, plenty times I had to give myself hugs.
When they said fuck me, I stuck with God and my self-love.
I was like, wow.
If you ain't clapping or bringing nothing to chill for, you ain't really standing for nothing in what you here for, huh? Tell me why you waiting on me. Why you trying to lay low? Why you throwing shame on me?
You got to give yourself a hug. Sometimes, like, and we're going to talk about this, being bored. So let's just get right into it, being bored. Being bored is a superpower. You got to be able to afford to be bored. Being bored is for kids. Adults, usually, it's hard for us to be bored. If you're bored, then there's something you could be doing that you just ignoring. But if there's not, and you've done everything, and you just bored, oh, you winning. Being bored is actually a win. If you got the ability to be bored, the ability to be like, oh, I got everything done, I ain't got nothing to do, you winning. But most of the time, if you are bored, you're neglecting something as an adult. So being bored is a superpower, and you got to enjoy that. You got to learn. I heard Michelle Obama say recently something like, most of life is boring. You know, most of life is just, you know, it's cliche. It's just is what it is. You're sitting around, you're doing nothing. And I noticed that in my adult life, I love that time. I love that time when I have nothing to do, when I can sit up and listen to this music that I'm telling you about, this smooth, the jazz music, just real instrumental type music, Yusuf Days, Cleo Soul, that type of stuff like that. And it's like, I can just sit there and like read or study and doing things of that nature. It's like, that's when I'm most at peace. I love that peace that it gives me. So bored is a great thing. So if you bored out there as an adult, you need to make a list. You know what I'm saying? But that's a superpower, being bored. That's a superpower right there. I'm gonna keep going through the journal. So a few takeaways. I'm gonna do my takeaways now. I'm gonna do my takeaways from the break that I did, and we're gonna wrap it up like that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, man. It's my takeaways from the hiatus. I'm gonna drop it real quick. So one takeaway. This might be the major one. Mind your business, man. You gotta mind your business, and I think that social media make it so easy to care about things that have nothing to do with you. And it's like, why do you care? Like, I don't care. Like, it sounds, I mean, not to be like dismissive, but there's not a celebrity that I care about that I really care about like that. Like, there's not I'm interested in, some creative works that some musicians will make, or I'm interested in, like what LeBron did last night. I'm interested in that. But overall, like in personal lives, like the personal life of a celebrity, I can care less about. I don't care at all. Like, and that's where I find myself being on social media and seeing stuff where it's like, what? I don't care. And I just move, like, and it's just like, I end up just totally moving forward from it. Like, what? Shut up. Like, I find myself on social media like, shut up. What? Come on, man. And especially with celebrities, like in my personal people that I know, I care a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Even people that I may not, deal with like that, I care a lot more because I know them, and there's a connection there, because I know them in real life. But like a celebrity, like when something, like, I don't know, it's like my heart won't allow me to care for some reason, and that's why it's like I don't even like. It's like, why am I here? I know a lot of people do care. People make think pieces and they get into these mental gymnastics about what people that they don't know is doing. You know what I'm saying? That's not me. I don't care. Like that stuff is so far away from what I care about. That gets me upset when I even see it. When I'm even like who or what? You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't care, man. Drop a song or don't. You know what I'm saying? Marlo, the great philosopher from Baltimore, Maryland, Marlo Stanfield once said, "Do it or don't do it. I got shit to do." And that's how I feel about social media, pretty much. It's like, in a nutshell, I don't care. You know what I'm saying, about a lot of things on that. So going forward, I don't plan on getting back into it so deep. But Instagram, I do like Instagram because of my people on there, and I'll be back on the gram. But a lot of stuff, like, come on, dog. So we talked about the sunken cost fallacy. Let's get a little deeper into that. So sometimes you'll continue to do something that won't bring you back any benefit just because you spent a lot of time doing it. And that goes with friends, that goes with endeavors, hobbies, things like that. It's like I spend so much time on it, I still need to do it because I've spent so much time on it. And honestly, you need to cut ties with it. If it's something that's not feeding your mental, not feeding your soul no more, you need to cut ties with it. And that's with friends. That comes with friends, family, hobbies, anything. It's like with music. Like, I love music, but I no longer wish to be a famous musician. You know what I'm saying? I do it because I like to do it. I do it because I have a story to tell. I do it because it's just something that helps me. It's therapeutic to me. Like, just like this, it's therapeutic. That's why I do it. And that kind of leads me to the last thing. It's the reciprocation curse. When it's like with likes on social media. Like, if somebody ever liked your post, and because they liked your post, you like their post, or something like that, or it's just something stupid like that. We always feel like we owe somebody something, or we do stuff so that people owe us back. It's like being a real cat. So I'll compare it to this. So Kendrick had this song on his first album where he talked about being real, and what does that mean when people call you real? Oh, that's a real dude. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Nobody cares about that. And I just seen recently Sauce Walker, rapper. I don't even know who that is. Again, with celebrities, I don't know who that is, honestly. I've never heard a song from him, but I see him on the internet sometimes, and he talked about not getting his lick back because anybody gonna feed his family when he gone? Anybody gonna? I'm doing this so somebody will say I'm real. Goofy. And I feel like the reciprocation, that's a curse. Like, when you do stuff for the community, or you do something for anybody, like somebody that you got genuine love for, you shouldn't do it because you expect anything back. As a matter of fact, don't give me anything back, because I wanted to do it off the muscle. And when you start to say, all right, well, I'm gonna do this for you because you did that, it's like, I don't want to play that game. I don't want to play that game, because that gets to the point to where I owe you something that I may not give you, or you may not give me. And if you do all this stuff for the community and you did it so somebody be like, oh, that's a real cat. You did it for no reason. And what if they don't? What if nobody says that? Are you sad about it? Like, do it because you want to do it. Do stuff because you want to do it. Love people because you love them. Not because they gonna say it back. You know what I'm saying? Nah. That's a curse. Reciprocation is a curse. You got to come from the heart. Don't worry about what you're getting back from it. And And that leads me to the last conclusion. The people that are in your life, somebody that's going to show up in your life and be there, like, off the muscle just because they want to be there, because they want to be with your journey, not because they want to benefit from it, not because of those type of things. You got to hold those folks close, man. Hold those folks very close, man. Whether that's a friend or a family member or whoever in your life, you got to hold them close, because everybody got their own agenda out here. Self-preservation, the first law of nature, and everybody is taking care of themselves to their own selfish ends. So when you got those people that's going to show up, that's going to work overtime to make sure your vision come reality, or just to appreciate what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate those folks, man. And if anybody else is a waste of time at the end of the day. You got to move on your own drum, be who you are, be you. Be you, be water, you know what I'm saying? Be great. You great because you are, not because you did or you have. And we're going to leave it like that, man. I'm going to holler at y'all, man, at the next episode, man. My daughter over here bugging me, you know what I'm saying? Get up out of here, man. Love y'all.